So Valorant console came out not long ago and ranked is coming out really soon. So I'm going to be giving you some tips and things that you probably won't know about the game that will hopefully help you in the long run. First up is jiggle peeking. This is super easy to do on console. You simply jump and use your left stick to kind of make like a semicircle, depending on which side the wall is that you're going to be peeking. And you can use this to check any corner that you're going to be passing, or more specifically checking a spike if it's already been planted and checking if they're actually on defusing. Number 2 is that Xbox Game Pass unlocks all agents. So if you guys don't already have Xbox Game Pass, you'll probably have a selection of about 5 different agents. Some of them are really useful, some of them are pretty basic and aren't going to help you or the team. But with Xbox Game Pass, you unlock all the agents, and obviously you get all the other benefits with Xbox Game Pass, like a bunch of different games. But we're talking about Valorant, so yeah, you get all the agents. Next up is using the map to give you and your team info. So whenever an enemy is in your sight, or even your teammate's sight, they will appear on the map. So whether your teammate are communicating with you and telling you if there is an enemy there, you could just check the map and you can literally just see them for yourself. And to do one better is pinging for your team. So a couple of instances for you is pinging the spike after the spike should have been planted. You can see exactly where the spike is and where you're going to want to peek when they have tapped or something like that. Or for example, you're playing a Sova and you want to use Sova's ult. Pinging the spike is really useful because you know exactly where to shoot them. Another instance that I do very often, and it's kind of just become a habit at this point, is every time I die, I ping exactly where the enemies were when they killed me. Just to give my team a bit of knowledge of that there was an enemy there, or that there was 2 enemies here. And you're going to want to do stuff like this just because it will be helpful to your teammates, especially if you don't have any comms. We've got a couple more tips here that are to do with your map. When you're full sprinting, you can see an outer circle around your character, and any enemies that are in that circle can hear you from that distance. So if you are trying to be secret, make sure that circle isn't appearing on the map, and make sure you are slow walking, because then enemies basically have no clue that you're there. And another tip to do with the circle on the map around your character, and the distance around your character in that circle, is how far you need to be away from the spike to be able to survive after it explodes, if that makes sense. I like to just be 100% sure that I am going to survive, so I do go like a couple of steps after past the spike on the map, if that makes sense. But this applies to every spike that's been planted and every map as well. Another tip that not many people know is that you do run faster with your knife out. Whether you're full sprinting or even walking, you will be faster with your knife out than with your weapon out. Another one that not many people know of is that you can actually get free skins in this game. It may look like everything is paid for, but you can unlock Kingdom credits from just playing games. And if you head over to the agents page and click on any agent and then go to gear, and you can find a bunch of different cosmetics. You can find weapon skins, you can see player cards, you can see titles, you can see gun buddies, you can see sprays. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can see here. And obviously make sure you check every single agent to see which one you actually want. Next up is that when the spike is planted and it is half diffused, you will hear a higher pitch noise than just a normal diffuse. Meaning that if you are attacking and you're now defending the already planted spike, you have to check the spike quicker if you hear the higher pitch noise, obviously, because they're going to defuse it quicker because it's already at the halfway point. Next up is doubling up with your teammates. Enemies cannot shoot at 2 people at once. So if your teammate swings, swing with them. Just not directly behind them, because you'll just get collapsed. With the release of Xbox and PlayStation Valorant, people have been asking about exclusive skins like Xbox and PlayStation exclusive. The only exclusive skins that we've ever had in Valorant are VCT skins and the Arcane Sheriff, which is absolutely beautiful. Everything else will appear in your shop and your night markets. You just have to be very patient. Next up is focus and ADSing. Not many people know that you can ADS, but this only applies to some weapons. For example, you cannot ADS with any of the pistols except from chambers. But other than that, every other gun has an ADS. And with the controls I have, it is LT and right stick in. But depending on what controller you're playing on and what layout you're using, it will be different. But just make sure you check the settings. Just head over to overview and it'll be below the controller. Next up is shooting through smokes. I used to be immortal in PC Valorant, and the amount of players that didn't do this, it almost guarantees free kills if you know that they're there. The likelihood of obviously killing somebody through a smoke is pretty low, but there's still a chance that you can deal damage. Just be extremely careful of how much ammo you're using. Next up is learning the economy. Knowing how much credits you have to spend and how many you should save is really important. The main points are that you should buy as a team, so only buy full maxed out Vandal, full shield, full utility if your entire team can. And if you do lose the round where you have just bought, just make sure you have over 2k credits for the next round. Then you can buy all your util, your weapons and your shield. And then there's save rounds where you buy just light or just utility or absolutely nothing. Personally, I like to buy until I'm just above 2k credits, so that in the next round I can buy full armor and a vandal and utility as well. Next up is playing deathmatch to practice your aim and not playing it to win, because you don't actually gain anything from playing deathmatch except from that you're practicing. It's kind of like the range, but it's against real players. But literally play it like you're playing the range. Seriously, it does not matter if you win. It does not matter if you go triple negative. Just get your practice in. That's what it's there for. Next up is learning how to place your smokes correctly. You might think this is a difficult thing to do, but it's really, really not. But placing smokes is actually really, really simple. So on every map and on every site, there are choke points. This is the attacker's entrance to the defender's site, and placing a smoke on that chokehold can delay and even deter people from attacking that site. But the positioning of the smoke really matters. How I'd explain it is that you don't want the smoke peeking out of the chokehold. You want it to be in the center. So you want the closest edge of the smoke towards you to be just at the entrance of the chokehold. It's pretty difficult to explain with words, but there should be examples on screen that should be telling you how to do it. The next step is that if you don't have Xbox Game Pass, you can actually try out the agents in the range. Not only is the range a good way to practice all your abilities and utility, but if you don't have a character yet unlocked, you can also try them in the range. So make sure you use the range to practice your aim and practice the utility on agents that you don't have yet, but ultimately it can help you decide on which agent you're going to unlock next. Next up, it's very simple. Do not move while shooting. The spray pattern will literally go crazy. Unlike most games, you do need to be standing still for it to be super accurate, but if you do want to start hitting those crisp headshots, you do want to make sure you stop moving before you start shooting. Finally, it's using your triggers to buy from the shop. If you don't already know, the triggers allows you to go through the shop pretty swiftly, with 3 sections of the shop being the weapons, the utility, and your armor. You want to use L2 or LT or R2 and RT to be able to scroll through them. Spend a bit of time learning how to do that and you'll be the quickest on your team. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy and you did learn a few things from this video. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.